The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and are not those of WKYU-TV, its management, or WKU.
All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of TopperTalk, where we are crispier than bacon, giving you the latest WKU sports knowledge. Here with Woody White in the house. I'm Sean Williams. Seems like we can never get the full contingent
We're too busy,
of our show.
This weather doesn't cooperate.
The weather is not cooperating with Shane Bearden at his other job, so he's got to put on his Superman outfit and play the hero.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Had some call-in, so he's got to fill in. So Shane will not be with us this week for the show, so that's okay. Me and Woody will just tone it down. Yeah, we've done it before. We'll do it again. We'll do it many times in the future as
Probably
well. So, but yeah, almost. This pretty much almost a year from today. We started TopperTalk, so we're pretty excited about that.
It's flown by.
It has flown by. I was talking about that earlier before we went on the air. It seems like time has went. Seems like it was just yesterday we started the show and did the nice little commercial and everything.
I missed that commercial.
I know, when you do another one. But yeah, it's been a year, so we appreciate all the WKU fans out there that watch us.
Definitely.
And don't forget, you can also watch us on, WKU PBS here, and if you're out of the viewing area, you can watch us on Ustream as well. We stream live on Ustream. Just type in TopperTalk in the search word, and we'll be right there on our front page, streaming live and direct. So.
That's right.
And also, don't forget, hit us up on Twitter at TopperTalkTV if you want to talk about anything. Got any questions, comments? We got WKU football schedule to talk about. We've got National Signing Day coming up, so that's pretty big. And also, we've got WKU hoops to talk about.
Lots of good stuff tonight.
We got a full slate, man.
That's right.
We got a full slate. But obviously, something that we dropped at the last show at the end of it is our road trip show, which is kind of to culminate our 1 year anniversary on being on air here at WKU PBS. Of course, next week we'll actually be on the road. I don't know if we're actually going to have these tables and chairs there, but I don't know. We should. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Throw it in the back of the van.
But we'll actually be on the road because Western Kentucky has a rare Monday night game at Arkansas State, and we're actually going to do our show on the road at Arkansas State. So we'll actually be live and direct in the arena there. Hopefully they'll probably put us in like a dark corner somewhere with like a kid's table or something. You'll look extremely awkward.
Put my 6-8 legs underneath
You'll
the
look
kid's
extremely awkward.
Sounds like a good time.
But yeah, we're looking forward to that. So we're going to take off Sunday night and go down there and bring you guys the show live Monday night, same regular time, everything like that.
Same TopperTalk channel.
Exactly, yeah. And we're excited about that. And then afterwards, we get to watch Western Kentucky basketball.
Should be a fun night.
And
definitely.
Scare the natives down there at Jonesboro. So hopefully they'll go away disappointed.
That's right.
That's how we do it, right?
Hopefully.
We'll try not to party too hard down at Jonesboro.
That's right.
I hear there's a lot to do down there. So, but first things first. Big thing. I guess the big announcement today was the football schedule. We kind of knew who we were going to play, but we just didn't know the exact dates, times, and everything like that. We still don't know the times, but we know the dates now. So, looking at the football schedule overall is something I'm going to ask everybody out there. I mean, what are your overall thoughts of it? It's nice to have Middle Tennessee back in the fold.
It is.
Even though we play them a little bit early, I think a lot of, just looking at Twitter and everything, I think people were kind of disappointed that we're playing Middle Tennessee that early in the season. I think they kind of wanted it at the end of the season, which I get that. It's kind of our rivalry, but I kind of like the Marshall game at the end of the season as well.
Too.
Because Marshall, that could be you really look at the cream of the crop of the Conference USA. I mean, Marshall's it. So to kind of establish a nice regional rivalry with them.
They were a 10-win team this year. That'd be a
they're the top dog in Conference USA. So, I like the schedule overall, but, you look at, overall, you start off with Bowling Green, who were the MAC champs last year. So.
That'd be a fun game. Thursday night primetime action.
Thursday night primetime action, and then enjoy that, folks, because they go on the road the next 3 games. So unless you want to make that short trip to Middle Tennessee, but yeah, August 28th on a Thursday, they start off with Bowling Green, and September 6th at Illinois, September 13th at Middle, September 27th at Navy, and then we actually return home after a long road swing. October 4th, UAB is here. The 18th, you got at FAU. We need to do a live show from there.
Yeah.
For a live from the beach.
Done,
Then October 25th, we got Old Dominion, who is kind of an up-and-coming
it'll
team.
It'll be an interesting one.
We were talking about them before we came on the air. They're doing a really good job of recruiting, and they're a really solid team. You see a lot of these teams make fast transitions. and they don't necessarily have a lot of success whenever they get to the FBS level. But I think Old Dominion's going to be kind of one to watch out for. Kind of curious to see how they do in their first year and
If
everything.
I'm guessing, I'm going to guess that's probably be our homecoming game too, just judging by where
Just
it falls.
we can probably beat them, maybe.
On paper, that should be a win, so that should be a fun one.
Yeah, and then November 1st at La Tech.
That'd be a big one.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good one. La Tech's always really good. November 8th, UTEP comes to town. Nice 3-game home stretch here. November 8th, UTEP. November 15th, Army comes here. And November 22nd, Texas San Antonio, another kind of newish team. The Roadrunners are coming to town. Coached by Larry Coker, the former Miami, Florida coach who won a national title. So that'd be kind of an interesting game. And then, of course, November 28th, that's a Friday night game. Caps off the season.
I think I just noticed that was on a
Marshall.
Friday. That's different, but I like it.
Conference USA, man. We got to get as much pub as possible.
I guess so.
Got to get those Thursday night, Friday night games. I know Conference USA had a lot of their games. They had a lot of Thursday night features on Fox Sports 1. So maybe we'll get a feature on Fox Sports 1 on August 28th or, even on a Friday at Marshall. So that'd be kind of cool either way. But I'd definitely like to see us featured on a Thursday night or a Friday night or something like that on national TV. That would definitely be good for the program. But I think a lot of people are really excited. You go into Conference USA, you've got Coach Brom as your new head coach. Maybe things a little bit less tense around campus here with Coach Brom.
I think so, probably.
But even you said it, and you're a football guy. You go to the games, but you're not like a big football guy. But even you said you're looking forward to spring practice.
I am. I'm thankful for what the Sun Belt has done for us.
Inquire me.
Like I said, thankful for the Sun Belt. It's been a good conference to us, but I'm excited for something new, Seeing these new names on the schedule has me excited.
Yeah. I think all Hilltopper fans out there, whether you're more of a basketball fan or you're more of a football fan, are really excited. You look at the non-conference games as well. You got Army, Navy, but then you got the road game at Illinois, and really, honestly, that's kind of a winnable game now.
They've had a struggle a couple of years, but still a Big Ten team. If you can go on the road and get that win, that's still a big way to start the season.
Yeah, so definitely good to see new teams on here, and will we miss the Sun Belt? Rivalries at all? Really?
I think we've had good games with Lafayette.
I'm taking the Lafayette schools.
Maybe Arkansas State.
Arkansas State.
After that,
I'll probably miss
we're
those
good.
too. They'll probably be in Conference USA next year. Anyway,
give them a few years.
Couple of years. But yeah, things looking really good on the football front, and with the schedule released today, everybody can kind of look forward. And but y'all also noticed too, they kind of moved the student section. Did you see?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, they so on the student section, they're in the middle, and now the student section is either, I think, at the 30-yard lines on either end.
From the end, that's what it sounds like.
Hopefully students ain't too mad about that.
It'll be interesting to see
Is
how
that a
works.
downgrade or an upgrade for the students?
Probably a little bit of a downgrade.
Wouldn't you rather be toward the end zone so you can see,
I guess that may be true,
the scores and everything?
I guess
and that way you can cheer?
It could benefit crowd noise and stuff, too.
It could.
Depending on, if whichever end is on defense or versus offense or whatever.
Yeah.
But it could work out. That's a good point.
Hopefully students won't ride over that.
Just
so.
still show up. It'll be fine.
Just show up, pack the house, right?
That's right.
That's all you need to do. All right, now we've got National Signing Day coming up as well, which is pretty big on Wednesday. Talk a little bit about Western's class and everything. They're pretty solid right now. They're not really waiting on anybody or anything like that. And some of the big commits are DeAndre Furby from Innsworth, which we kind of talked about him before we went on air. That's kind of a big late get for them, and it was one that whenever the coaching change happened, you kind of heard rumblings that Louisville was interested in him because Kobe Smith kind of developed a relationship with Furby, and that's kind of one of the reasons he decided to commit to Western.
Right.
Now he's at Louisville with Bobby Petrino, and now Louisville was kind of saying, hey, still interested in you, man. You want to come up here for a visit? But I think, Furby came down here for a visit, I think a couple weekends ago. I think he really likes it here.
Sounds like it.
Obviously, they're going to kind of utilize him as a running back, kind of being recruited as a running back / linebacker. But obviously, Western has plans to put him in at running back. I think that's kind of appealing to him. Whereas, Louisville never did extend an offer or anything like that out to him that I know of, and he decided to not go up there. So that's kind of a big win for Western Kentucky, just as far as late commits is concerned, because he's a pretty highly ranked kid.
Yeah.
So, and just down the road at Innsworth as well. So, but really, we've seen it and we talked about it before we went on air. But you saw the Justin Brown kid, the offensive lineman from from down in Georgia. He flipped to UAB. He was committed to Western, and you see domino effects like that happen with kids. When it comes close to signing day, because new teams get in the mix. One of the things that really happens, you got the dead period from the middle of December to the middle of January, and one of the things that really happens is you get kids that had a good senior season, had a good solid senior season, maybe a little under the radar, but they have new highlight videos now, so they they throw that out there to everybody, and then coaches get a hold of
Those
it.
highlight videos, man.
The coaches get a hold of it, and they're like, "Hey, man, had a good senior season." So they kind of get in contact with them, and you see new schools get interested, and official visits happen, and then usually when official visits to other schools happen after a kid commits somewhere like Western Kentucky, it's usually not exactly the greatest news because usually they'll end up flipping. Kind of saw that with Justin Brown and Jalen Harvey kid, he's a defensive tackle from Alabama as well. Saw Syracuse kind of get in the mix with him last week, offer him. He went to Syracuse, committed. So it's little things like that. But after this past weekend, it seems like, it's really not going to be a whole lot of drama for National Signing Day.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see. You always kind of expect somebody to flip on signing day or things like that to happen, but I think overall really kind of shows the coaching staff and how good of a job they did, even when Petrino was here, that not a lot really changed whenever that transition made from Petrino to Brom, but just because Brom and Holt and all of them were out there doing the groundwork when Petrino was here. Not to say that Petrino was really involved with recruiting, but as far as going out there, hitting the pavement, hitting the road and everything like that, wasn't really. But
they
so
definitely have laid the groundwork with most of these guys.
Yeah, that's really a detriment to Brom and Holt and all of them. So I think they're expecting a really big signing day. Of course, you already got like 9-10 kids that are already here from JUCO.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have a pretty big signing class, and I think it'll be everybody be looking forward to it. And I think they're gonna have a big signing day party at the Hardball Stadium Club. I think it's around 5:00. I'm not really sure. I'm sure they'll announce that and everything like that. So all the WKU fans can come out and celebrate the new coaching staff and the new signing class and everything like that, and get ready for Conference USA. So always kind of a big deal. It's kind of the Christmas day for recruiting people and everything like that. So, but it also gives fans excited to see the future and everything like that. You watch highlight videos and looks really good. So
too, just looking at the commitment list here, it strikes me that we've got so many kids from Kentucky that we're signing.
Yeah.
I think I saw a list somewhere where we have like 6 of the top 12 Kentucky high school players. That's big time. I mean, it's, if we're getting kids, especially if, the talent in Kentucky is getting better, like it seems like it is. I mean, there's a lot of really good players on here that are pretty highly regarded.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
I think the coaching staff's done a great job. I'm excited to, get these guys here and see who can contribute,
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, of course, you got Jeff Brom, who's kind of got solidified up there in the Louisville area. So, kids that come out of that area and anywhere else in Kentucky, Western's got a good, strong foothold in them. And one thing that's really appealing about him coming here as opposed to maybe, well, I mean, they might get some playing time in Kentucky too because they're kind of down. But but the ability to get the ability to get some playing time, and contribute kind of right away. I know. Another kid that's from the Louisville area, Joe Brown, the kid from Butler.
Yeah.
He was another one that Louisville was kind of trying to poach from us a little bit this past weekend, but he ended up actually not going up there on an official visit, even though he didn't have an offer from Louisville. And you kind of see games like that being played.
Recruiting game is definitely
it's
interesting.
It is what it is. You're trying to entice somebody to come up there and trying to steal them away from another school.
I forgot which one of ours today. One of the recruits that I follow, I think it may have been Joe Brown actually, was tweeting about how many different coaches have lied to him through the whole recruiting process, and I was like, man, that's how it goes.
Well, he's committed to Western, so hopefully not a lot of coaches from Western.
Yeah, hopefully we're not the ones lying. Yeah. He's committed to us, so I think it's a good sign.
Name of Louisville, maybe. I'm just speculating. But yeah, it should be definitely a fun event, and like I said, Western has an event there at the Stadium Club and everything, so it's definitely cool to have this and see future field toppers that are going to come here and check them out, and you kind of get familiar with them before they even come on campus, and that way when they're here, you know who they are.
Right.
You just got to kind of correlate the athlete with the number and everything like that. So definitely a big day on Wednesday for the football team, and obviously today with the the schedule coming out. So definitely some big football news there. So. So much for the football news. Let's talk basketball, Woody.
Sounds good.
Before we even talk about the games, let's talk about your ordeal Saturday night. You
yes.
you came to the game, but you didn't really stay for the game because
I'll set up my whole day.
you were
It was
legally
just
parked.
unreal. I did illegally park, apparently. I had literally from like 7:30 that morning through Western's game that night, I had something with sports going on, whether it was watching something. I had a coach an upward game.
Some obscure soccer game
I was
overseas,
watching
right?
soccer, sorry. But yeah, just a busy day, and I got to Western's game. I was excited just to, relax and watch the Tops get a win. And I get a call from one of my friends at the BCM about with 7 or so minutes left in the first half saying, "Hey, are you on campus?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm here watching the game." He said, did you park at the BCM? I was like, "Yeah, I parked over there where I always park." He said, "Well, they're towing your truck." So
Nice.
I got up and sprinted over there, and
Well,
I'm definitely too
what
old
was
to be
your sprint
sprinting.
like?
A sprint, well, maybe not a sprint, definitely a brisk jog, maybe be
Okay.
a better word.
6'8" guys
That's
sprinting
right.
across
I get my
campus.
long legs going.
Okay.
But yeah, I got over there. and-
Gazelle.
there we go. I'm definitely a gazelle for sure. Yeah, I got over there and they had my truck on the tow truck, and he said, "All right, here's what you can do. You can pay me $100 now to get it down, or you can wait till Monday when they open back up and come pay $150 then."
Oh,
So I had to pay $100, and
it's $50 less.
so if you know anything about these guys at Mimosa Apartments, tell them what I think about them, because
Yeah,
I'm not too pleased with.
shady people out there.
Yeah.
We'll have to get that rectified.
I was
How
just
dare
upset.
them tow a TV personality? Did you tell them you're on the show?
I should
You're
have.
supposed
I
to
gotta
tell them that,
start
man.
name dropping
And then you're
myself.
supposed to offer an autograph.
I'm sure that would have.
That might have cut the fee down to like
$99.
$99.90.
But I got to listen to the game on the way home on the radio with Randy Lee and Hal Schmidt. That's always fun.
Yeah, that's always entertaining to
So,
hear them. So
Still got the win, so that's not bad.
that's good. Well, yeah.
If we would have lost, I'd have just thrown the whole day away. I'd have been real upset.
I saw you tweet that out Saturday night, so I thought it would be a good story to share on the show.
Hopefully, you guys enjoyed my
Just
failures of parking.
so
I guess.
What's the lesson to be learned?
Don't
from this?
park in the little 3-spot slanted part behind the BCM, because that's not owned by the BCM.
Yeah. Word of the wise out there.
And if you have a TV show, apparently you should name drop yourself.
Exactly. And offer
Who knew?
autographs. Actually, probably free swag would probably work better.
I should try that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could probably give them like a red towel or something for free.
How about a cup here?
Yeah.
Don't
Those
give them
are-
one of
those are
these
pretty
chairs
nice.
from the Jasper Group.
Yeah,
Know
these
this
Jasper
table
Group
from the
furniture
Jasper
is
Group.
too good to give away.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to the Jasper Group out there for providing these tables and chairs. Always lovely. So let's talk basketball.
Mm-hmm.
2 big wins last week.
Definitely.
5 in a row. So
It's nice to have a good winning
things
streak going.
things molding together here for Western. Can
They
fans
are.
be positive now?
I'm sure they'll find some reason not to be that certain group, but
There always is.
5 wins, you can't, especially when you lose a starter. I mean, Alex Rostov went out with his blood issue, I guess.
Blood clot in his
Yeah.
upper extremities, which sounds pretty scary. But
yeah, definitely.
I think he's taking some medication and said he should be back in a couple of weeks. So
Yeah, hopefully they get that
wish him the
sorted.
best. I mean, it's kind of odd to hear hear injury. Well, not really an injury, but an issue like that, a
issue like
medical
that,
condition
yeah.
like that. And
I had a
heard it
friend
was a
that-
blood clot. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty
Yeah.
major stuff right there. So
I had a friend that went through something like that not long ago, and she had to take blood thinners for like 6 months, and
Yeah.
couldn't do a whole lot. But if they've got it sorted out where he can come back and play, that'll be good for
yeah,
sure.
I heard the time frame for him is 2 weeks. So I mean, that's really good
That's
considering the
good, yeah.
circumstance. So.
Yeah,
Go
for
ahead
us-
with your thoughts,
For us
Glenn.
to come in and get those 2 wins without him, you may could say they were ugly wins, but at this point in the season, conference wins are wins.
You know, I
whether they're
really,
ugly or not.
I really think people maybe say ugly wins, because they're close and you kind of got to grind them
Yeah.
out. But I think it really, shows a lot about the team. And
I think so.
I think the team can really come more together in situations like that when it's close. Because you got to think you're playing these games in tournament time, and you haven't been tested like this yet.
That's right.
They can kind of break through there, and I'm cool with a win's a win, as many coaches say.
Mhm.
But ugly wins are really good too because you learn a lot about
You
yourself
do
as a
learn
team.
a lot.
so.
Yeah, like you said, that's a good point. You obviously fans want to win every game by 20, and if we do, then that's awesome.
I want to see like 20 alley-oops,
Yeah.
man.
But you definitely learn a lot about yourselves, like you said, in these games, and it's been good. We've seen George Fant really step up over this 5-game win streak.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's had 20 points in 4 of those 5 games, maybe.
Yeah, he stepped up really big time.
He's been a huge player for us.
We talked about it. Of course, he still needs to work on his free throws. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
he does good on the road, but he doesn't
yeah,
shoot them well at Ditto. I don't know,
overall,
it's-
yeah. But overall, he's done really well down low. We always talk about how he's got trouble finishing around the basket, but he's doing a really good job of that the last
at
5
this point,
games, so.
if he's catching the ball in the paint, he's either hitting a layup or getting fouled,
Yeah, and he had
or
that-
maybe both at the same
had that
time.
nice monster dunk Saturday night.
See,
so,
I didn't get to see it. I heard it on the radio.
yeah,
Randy got real excited about it. So
Hey, man, visual mind, man. While you're
That's
driving
right.
down the road after paying $100 for a tow fee, right? But yeah, I mean Thursday night they're down by 15 right off the bat pretty much. The Mavericks come out there and I think they hit about 9 of their first 12 shots and go up by like I said 15, 24-9. So Western had to kind of battle their way back in that game. They were down by 7 at halftime and still really just had to keep battling, and they finally got over that hill there in the second half. So
yeah, the people I was sitting with that night, I kept telling them, I was like, look, if we can ever get a lead, we're going to win this game, but we just got to get over that hump. And then Saturday night was kind of the same way.
It was. Saturday night was such a closely played game because, like I said, 22 lead changes, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot how many ties. I think it was like 9 or 10. But, I mean, it was almost like they were trading baskets there in the first half. But, once again, Western kind of took that 64-62 lead with about, I think, 59 seconds left, a minute left, and they were able to kind of, preserve that lead finally. So, but yeah, 2 really good wins, and like I said, it was kind of a game of runs Thursday night against Arlington. You had they had that run to start off. They were hot shooting, down by 15 points, and then Western goes on a little run of their own, a 7-2 run, and then they had a 10-0 run the second half and got back in it. What about Texas Arlington's uniforms? Reminiscent of the late 80s, early 90s Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's right.
Which I did like. So
I like the uniforms. Like you said, they definitely had an old feel to them, but I thought
like
they looked
those.
good.
They look just like the Cavs.
So I like that color combination. You don't see that very often, blue and orange.
I like that, so I just had to throw that out there, people.
I might miss them next year. I don't know.
They'll be in Conference USA in a couple of years, man. Don't worry about it. But one of the things that Western's doing really good, especially these last 2 games, and even beyond that, is getting to the free throw line, which means that they're actually attacking the basket.
Right.
The only problem is they're not hitting them probably as consistent as we want to.
But another one of those fans wants to shoot 100%. If you don't, you got to go shoot 100 in practice.
Yeah, but obviously, they shot about 64%, I think, on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it kind of shows that they're attacking the basket, which is a good thing because we talked about it earlier in the season. It seemed like they were just passing around the perimeter and settling for 3-pointers and everything like that. And now you've got athletes in there that are willing to drive to the basket. And, they shot 39 free throws Thursday night.
Yeah.
Only hit 23, but hey, that's always good, when you get those opportunities because that's, opportunities that the other team might not be getting because I forgot how many free throws they shot more than the other team, but, I mean, they did a really good job of doing that. And obviously another thing that Western does really well is out-rebound their team. Yeah. And they did that on both nights. And, and another player, we talk about Pham, we talk about Price, but and we've talked about X factors on here before, and we talked about Rostov maybe being the X factor down the stretch.
I was going to get there.
How about Carl Accommodate being the X factor?
Oh, absolutely the X factor in the past 2 games. I mean,
you could really say he's probably the MVP of the last 2 games.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's just been just a few points or rebounds away from a double-double in both of those.
I think he had 9 and 9 on Thursday and 8 points and 9 rebounds on Saturday. So.
And then he's getting some assists too. His play at the high post is nice. When him and George are working together back and forth, it's working well.
I thought that's one of the things he did really good as well Saturday. I think he only had 2 assists, but, I mean, beyond those 2 assists, he was really doing a good job of getting the ball in the perimeter and then passing it down low. We kind of saw a mismatch down there, or Fant was isolated one-on-one. He passed it down there to him and, at least draw the foul.
I mean, you don't get assists when he passes to George and George hits free throws, but I mean that's basically what he's doing.
Yeah, you're basically giving him free points. So I mean that's very important as well. But yeah, I mean we've talked about X factors and everything like that. We've mentioned Rostov, and hopefully he'll continue to be an X factor when he comes back. Whenever that is. Hopefully it's soon. But Carl Commodate is really stepping up and doing his thing. Not known for being offensive guy, but if he can get 6, 8, 10 points a game and
huge,
get 7, 8, 9 rebounds. That's what he did all week last week, and I mean he's been doing it on a pretty consistent basis too. So
I like our depth at that position is definitely coming into play. We saw the previous week Aaron Adeoye had a good week. I think I always pronounce his name wrong. I never know. Adeoye. Sorry.
Yeah,
whatever it is. He had a good stretch. The week before that, Alex had his 20-point game here. We even saw Ben Lawson get to play some Saturday. Yeah. I'm secretly hoping that he may have the sort of jump that Alex had at the end of last season, and he can, be a player down the stretch in the tournament that can come in and give us 10 or 15 minutes. And like I said, I got a soft spot in my heart for tall white guys that can shoot a little bit.
Of course you do. And can run like gazelles.
That's right.
Here's my question, though. We talk about everybody's kind of getting involved and everything. What are your thoughts on Nigel Snipes not getting a lot of minutes?
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of those people that always thinks, well, why ain't Nigel getting minutes? He's a really good player, and I just don't think he's really getting an opportunity. What do you think about that, Woody? I'm just throwing a scenario out there.
Yeah,
Your thoughts?
From a little bit I've seen on him, and I think, we've heard Ray say it maybe once or twice, Nigel has to figure out the defensive end first. That's where Ray decides who plays, is who's going to give us the best effort on defense. So I think Nigel got in a little bit Saturday. I think when he came in was about the time I was getting my phone call about my truck, so I didn't get to really pay attention to how he did.
Well, I'm going to say he probably didn't. I don't think he stayed in the game very
I don't think he was in very long, yeah. So, it's just one of those things that he's got to show Ray in practice that he can defend, and when he gets those opportunities, he's got to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll get some more chances over these next week or so.
We'll see. You never know. You never know. It's the thing about Ray Harper. You just, with the roster lineups and everything like that, you never know with him, because he could throw somebody in there that hasn't played in 5 games and play 20 minutes. So.
I mean, like Akaro. I think the 2 games before that he had played maybe 12 combined minutes and had 2 points.
Yeah.
And then he's here this week getting almost 2 double-doubles. So,
yeah.
on any given night we can have anybody that can step up and fill a role for sure.
Oh, let's talk about one of the public enemies from Thursday night on UTA's team was Lonnie McClanahan. He was a little chirpy. Got into a little verbal with Chris Harrison Docks and T.J. Price, and I liked that the Diddle Arena fans kind of rallied around Lonnie and was really getting on to him during free throws and missed shots and everything like that. Even though he did have a good game against us.
He did. I don't mind talking. I know some people want to hate it and say it's bad sportsmanship. I like it.
Yeah.
If you're pulling off the moves and shots he was, I think he broke his leg on one play and still made a layup. I got lucky enough to sit courtside that night, and that play happened. I talked to you guys down there.
Shook our hands, said, "Hey man, I'm gonna go over here and sit courtside, man." I'm like, so you do what you gotta do.
But that one play, he fell down and rolled his ankle and just threw it up and bounced it in. He had some crazy stuff going on. So if you're doing stuff like that, get the crowd riled up. Yeah. Talk to people.
It's fun. It's fun. You know, it's fun to have somebody in there like that. We had Marshall Henderson earlier in the season, but it's always fun to kind of have somebody on the opposite team that kind of becomes the enemy because of whatever reason. He's hitting a lot of shots, or he's talking a lot of junk too, or he's doing both. So, let's talk about another guy that had a pretty big night Saturday, and that was Caden Dickerson. Had 4 threes.
I wasn't at the game enough to see him shoot those.
That's
about all the game I saw.
What did you hear?
I did see him hit
as you were driving
3
back
of the
home.
4, I guess.
Caden, he had 3 of the 4 in the first half.
I saw former Hilltopper Spence Sheldon tweet after the game that Caden's the best shooter he's ever been around. I really think Caden's shot is just, it's what you want in a shot. But he's just got to find that confidence. And hopefully Saturday he found that. And if he can come in and hit, those open threes that he's going to get based on our offense, that's just another weapon that we've got.
I think that was a career high for threes with him.
I think so.
Hitting 4. So he had 12 points, career high. So really good game with him. Like I said, Fant had 21 and 5 on Saturday as well.
I'll take that.
Yeah, in the bench, we talk about rebounding. Bench had more rebounds than the starters did. Yeah. Bench had 16 rebounds. Starters had 12. So, right now, Western's 15 and 7 overall, 8 games above 500. I think that's the first time since the 09-010 season when they finished 21 and 13. 7 and 2 in the Sun Belt Conference. Taking on the Arkansas teams this week. What do you kind of see from this week?
Yeah, I think
looking to get some revenge on UALR on Saturday.
You got to get that revenge. I think these are our 2 biggest games of the season, based on how the schedule's shaked out, how the standings have shaked out. They're the teams that are right there with us. So I definitely want to see us at least get a split on this trip. But I think we're in a good position to go down there and win both of them.
Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah, I think they're a lot focused on the UALR game just because of what happened earlier in the season. That overtime loss. So. Anyway, we got 15 seconds left, so we just want to remind everybody that next week we'll be on the road, Arkansas State, so you guys need to check that out.
See you then, Jonesboro.
Then after the show's over, Western Kentucky basketball, and we'll be in the crowd, and hopefully we won't get thrown out of Arkansas State. If we do, who cares, right? Go Tops!
This old house is a-getting shaky. This old house is a-getting old. This old house lets in the rain. This old house lets in the cold. On my knees I'm getting chilly, but I feel no fear of pain. Ain't got time.